We're here with Evan Emmelander's parents, who Evan just graduated. And so, tell me, what brought you guys here?
Our son was diagnosed with autism, and it was actually the summer before we found Brain Balance. We had never actually heard of Brain Balance prior to this, but life at our house was pretty much awful now thinking back to it. Our son was always unhappy about something. There were days sometimes that the minute he would wake up, we would know that it was going to be one of those days. He didn't sleep. He would wake 3 or 4 times a night. He wouldn't eat, would fight us on eating, wouldn't stay still at the table, wouldn't eat anything he didn't want to eat. Just couldn't carry on a conversation with him. I think that was the biggest piece I noticed when he went into preschool, let me say. When we would pick him up and ask him, we were so excited about his day, and ask him how his day went, he wasn't able to give us that information. And he was a smart boy, and you knew that, and he would come to us and talk to us when it had something to do with meeting his needs. But aside from that, carrying on those reciprocal conversations just didn't happen. He would say very bizarre things. He would completely memorize an entire movie and come up to you and say those lines to you as if he was telling you something, but you would look at him and not have really anything to say, and it was really sad, you know, and he didn't have any friends, and it was just awful.
It was very frustrating for him too, not being able to get out what he was trying to say, or you know.
Sure. So tell me this, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the perfect child, which doesn't really exist, and 1 being I can't take it anymore, where were you guys at with him in the situation?
What would you say?
I don't know.
I mean, I think on most days we were sometimes as bad as we could get without the aggression piece.
Sure.
Because we were fortunate that he wasn't ever aggressive with us. But we were just, you know, and we had tried the therapies. I was just actually enrolling him in another therapy, so, you know, it was taking us to 45 minutes away 3 times a week, and not really seeing a whole lot of change in him, and that was frustrating as an educator. Although I'm a stay-at-home mom now, it was just frustrating not to be able to see that progress. And my mom, who's a retired special ed teacher, actually came in contact with someone, a friend of a friend, acquaintances within our community that we grew up in, who had sent their son here. And in that conversation, they said it was absolutely, you have to contact them, Linda, have your daughter contact them. And Mom gave me the phone number, and I'm typically not very good at speaking to people comfortably that I haven't ever met, but I knew her family, and so that was a good enough thing for me, and it didn't really matter at this point. We needed help. And so I spoke to her about them sending their son to Brain Balance, and asked her all the normal questions. Does it work? Is it worth it? Would you do it again? How much does it cost? All of those. And she said one thing to me that completely sold me, and that was, Susan, it was absolutely life-changing. And she said if we had to do this again, we would do it without even blinking. So we made the decision. We called you, Lori, and from there we met Mike, and we decided that this was, we had to try it. We've tried everything else. Why not? You know, you do anything for your kids. Absolutely anything. So
how's life now?
It is very surreal. Our son is a completely different person. It's like someone we've never met. So it's kind of, we're getting to know the kid that I gave birth to. But autism wouldn't let out. So he's just a happy boy, and he talks nonstop. And I said to my husband on the phone, I said, sometimes I feel like there should be an off button now. I wanted the on button for all of these years. And now he's talked so much, and he can answer all the who, what, where, why, when questions accurately, and he's engaged, and he's focused, and he doesn't miss a beat, and he takes directions one time without having to lead him there, and He sleeps through the night, which is probably one of the big, aside from his happiness, is probably one of the biggest deals to me, because he could get a good night's rest. And he doesn't have the dark circles under his eyes that he used to carry with him all the time. He's happy. He's good with his sister. He plays with her. He interacts with her. He plays normally, so to speak now. He doesn't line things up. He doesn't recite movie lines. Nothing. It's just, it's unbelievable.
How is he socially? Does he have friends?
He does. He does. He has 2 really close friends. And he told me the other day that he had another friend that he was playing with on the playground, and he said one of the other little girls in his class said he was very handsome at the Christmas program, and I said, oh, she did. He just got as rosy as could be. And I said, did you tell her anything? And he said, I told her she was pretty. So, you know, that just never would have happened before. You know, he just would have looked at her blankly like he didn't know what to do or say, but it was in there.
Yeah.
It's just, this is absolutely the biggest blessing.
And you guys had some extenuating circumstances, so.
We did.
Yeah.
The extenuating circumstance was that we lived approximately 3 hours away from our center. And so what that meant for us then is my husband and I had to make a commitment to each other and to ourselves to make this work somehow. And fortunately, we did have family that, that was from the area. We originally grew up in Litchfield, so which was about 30 minutes yet from the center. And so we were blessed to be able to stay with my mom and stay around our family, but that meant that we had to leave my husband and their father for a while, a long time, 6 months. And on the weekends, we would race home to see him, hopefully. Although he works such crazy hours, we didn't always get to see him. We just got to be in our own house. So it was tough. It was tough, I'm not going to lie. But again, so worth it.
So what advice would you give to people if they're thinking about doing this?
Do this. You absolutely have to do this. I never would have believed this would work, and to be quite honest, we were both, you know, it's like you hear that something can be this life-changing, that your kid can actually change in a way that you've always hoped for them to be able to change, but you've never seen that evidence. And so we just, you know, we just didn't, I guess, believe it. We heard it from trusting people. I'm fine. We heard it from trusting people, but it's just so unconventional, and it hasn't been heard as much as anything else has. And so we just need to get this word out that this works. This program is unbelievable. The people here are unbelievable, and it becomes like your family. So this is very much bittersweet for us, but it works. And so now our next purpose in life is to try and open one ourselves.
Good for
That's
you.
how much we believe in this program. So you have to try it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.